welcome to another virtual maths class. Today we're going to do a class using a roller on and off throughout the class a fair bit. Most of the stuff can be done without the roller if you prefer, but some of the stuff will be better done with the roller if you can. I'll cue you through that as we go through the class today. Like always, just a couple of reminders. Be careful in your space. Make sure that there's nothing around you that you're going to hit or hurt yourself on. Listen to your bodies. There's never any need to do every single exercise. If something doesn't feel quite right, just skip it. It's literally only minutes before we move on to the next one. And yeah, enjoy. We are going to start with rolling out underneath our arms today. So from a scapular point of view and some mobility through arm and shoulder, some of the muscles down through here get pretty tight. So we're going to roll them out. So the easiest way to do it is to lie down on your side, bring the roller in underneath, there you can see that better, in underneath your armpit. So there's my armpit, but I'm actually on the section down near my ribs. Rest your head in on your hand, have your knees bent. And then it's a matter of rolling backwards and forwards. So I'm rolling back towards my shoulder blade, and then I'm coming forwards. I'm just going to flip my roller around a bit so it's in a bit more of the right position for me. Okay, so if it doesn't feel too bad, maybe wriggle your roller a little bit further down towards your stomach. If you find a bit that is super tight, just hang on there. So you don't necessarily need to roll forwards and backwards. You might just find some bits where the muscle group feels tight and you can feel that it needs some releasing. So you could just hang on that bit. Otherwise, a gentle roll backwards and forwards. Find the spots that feel like they need a little bit of work and gently get stuck into them. We are going to do one side, then we're going to lie you on your backs and feel what we've done before we do the other side. Sometimes it's important to let the body and the brain take a moment in space and think about how things feel. Sometimes that can help our brain say to our muscle groups that actually feels better relaxed, and when I return to my muscle memory I might return to a little bit more relaxed position as opposed to a tense and tight position. Okay, so we're going to do a couple more in each direction. If you've had enough, feel free to jump off the roller. Otherwise, a little roll forwards and then a little roll backwards. And then you're going to just a little lift, slide the roller out the way. You're going to lie flat on your back. Have your knees bent for me. And then bring both arms to the ceiling and take them over the top of your head. Don't overthink anything, but just feel the difference between your left and your right arm. So you should feel you've got that little bit of extra mobility. Maybe your arm feels a little bit looser, a little bit longer. So you just release some of those muscles that can get fairly tight in and around the ribcage area and the scapular area. So just a nice little release through there to get some more mobility through your shoulder joint. If you were off to play a game of golf or a hit of tennis and you had that extra mobility in your arms before you went, that would be a great thing. Okay, second side. So grab your roller, flip yourself into the same position, rest your head on your hand, find that spot sort of at the base of your armpit, knees bent to support your body, and then a gentle roll backwards and forwards. So my right side always gets tighter than my left side. My right side has a muscle memory of my old desk job and using a mouse. It was my mouse hand for 20 odd years. So particularly when I'm fatigued and tired, my right shoulder tends to drop a little bit further forwards, and as a result one muscle group in my shoulder structure is working more than the other set of muscle groups. So when our alignment is perfect, most muscle groups are working evenly. So again, if you find that spot that feels super tight, feel free just to hang on it. Otherwise, just do a little gentle roll backwards. If it's too painful, then you can just hop straight off. That's perfectly fine. If it is painful, it probably means that you need to do it a bit more often. So if you are heading out for a hit of tennis or a game of golf, this could be your competitive edge. You could have a little bit more mobility through your shoulder range. It might be a little secret competitive edge compared to your other fellow players. All right, we're going to do one more in each direction. A gentle roll backwards, then a gentle roll forwards, and then you're going to rest in neutral. You're going to slide your roller out the way again. You're going to lie flat on your back, and hopefully you have two arms that are now a little more relaxed and a little more fluid in their movement. Should feel quite good. All right, we're going to bring you up to lie on top of your rollers in your goalpost position. I'm just going to take my outer layer off. It's a little warmer than I anticipated. So in the meantime, if you can just lie on your roller in goalpost position, I'm going to join you. You're going to put your head on one end and your hips on the other end. If you prefer to lie flat down on your mat, obviously that is perfectly fine. Otherwise, down on your roller, set your alignment for me. So we want knees in line with second toes, chin up off of your chest. So be mindful of your head, neck and shoulder posture. We don't want your chin tucked too far into your chest. We want a neutral spine position. Arms, you can choose down by your side, on the edge of the mat, even on the carpet, a little bit wider is fine as well. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. We're just going to breathe here a little bit. So some nice big deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. If you like your hands on your rib cage, feel free to do that. Big deep breath in. Exhale out. Same if you prefer to lie in goalposts, feel free to do that. Big deep breath in, expand your lungs, expand your ribs. Exhale out. One more breath pattern for me. Big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. So if you changed your hand position, I want you to bring them back down by your side and choose one of those positions. And remember, you can change it, nothing's set in stone. Keeping your pelvis still, keeping your body still, keeping your ribs funnel down towards your pelvis. You're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you're going to float one leg up to 90 degrees, and then you're going to lower that leg down. Core is engaged. Try not to have too much hip flexor action here. Float the other leg up to 90 degrees, and then lower it down. You're remaining as still as you can on your roller. If you feel yourself wobbling around a little bit, take your arms a little bit wider, give yourself a bit of extra stability. Make sure your core is engaged. Nothing's ever jammed on in our Pilates sessions. We're looking for 10 to 15% engagement, something that you're able to maintain. Use your breath pattern to help you. So inhaling first, exhale to float the leg up, and then lower it down. We're going to do one more on the other side. Breathe out to lift and lower. Okay, float one leg up and hold it there. Inhale, exhale, bring the second leg up to join it. Okay, working with the part range first. Start to take your toe down towards the mat. Keep your body still. Bring it back up. Change sides and up. So, if you prefer the dead bug, the first position we did, feel free to do that. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, then you move to the femur arc range. If you're able to keep your spine still, you could take your toes down towards the mat and touch the mat, but you don't need to. Work within the range that's good for your body today. Tomorrow might be different, so listen to your body. You've got one more on each side. Lower down and up. Last one. Pause at the top. Lower one leg down to rest. Lower your other leg down to rest. Slide your arms back in by your side if they're not already there. We're going to do your arms now. Take a breath in, breathe out to float both arms just straight up towards the ceiling. Nice long arms to me. And then bring them all the way down. So we're going to inhale breath first. We exhale to float both arms to the ceiling. And then we're going to bring them down. Okay, we're going to move into a scissor pattern next. Bring both arms to the ceiling and pause. Allow one arm to come above your head, the other one down by your side. Bring them back to the ceiling and change them over. Okay, inhale, exhale. Change them through the center. Nice and stable through your roller. Try not to wobble. Work within the range that you can keep your front ribs nice and still and your back ribs nice and still. So as you take your arm backwards, if you feel those front ribs starting to lift, then I want you to change the range, make it a little bit smaller. Okay, one more on each side. Inhale, exhale, change through the center. Last one here. Okay, we're going to go into windmills. So bring both arms to the ceiling and pause. Take your right arm above your head, your left arm down by your side. Circle your arms around and come back to the center. So nice, long, straight arms for me. Keep your ribs funneled down towards your pelvis. Keep your breath pattern going. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Nice and relaxed through the head, neck and shoulders. There is no tension up there. We're going to do one more in this direction. Then we're going to change the direction. Alright, so when you get to the top, pause. Take your left arm above your head, bring your right arm down by your side and circle your arms around. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Circle around. Nice and relaxed through those head, neck and shoulders for me. Keeping the arms as straight as you can. Maintaining stability through your torso on your roller. Okay, you've got one to go. Inhale, exhale, circle them all the way around. When you get back to the top, pause and lower your arms down by your side. Okay, gently and carefully roll to one side. Slide your foam roller out from underneath you. Just push it out to the side and lie flat down on your back. You should feel quite nice after being up on that roller. All right, knees are bent still, feet are hip width distance apart, arms are down by your side. Let's start with our palms to the ceiling. Okay, we're going to do some little pelvic tilts and some bridges to warm your backs up, get some movement through your spine. Starting with your pelvic tilts, if you can take a breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you to roll your pelvis backwards, allow your whole spine to flatten into the mat, and that little arch in your back has now disappeared. Then you're going to roll your pelvis forwards and allow your back to arch right up off of the mat. And then you've got an exhale, gentle roll backwards, allow the spine to flatten into the mat. And inhale to roll the pelvis forwards and let the back arch. So you're going to move in your own time, breathing out to roll backwards, breathing in to roll forwards. Knees, try and keep them still. Try not to let them sway around too much. Head's going to move. Your chin's going to pop in towards your chest. Your chin's going to pop up towards the ceiling. Let that happen. That's perfectly fine. Okay, we're going to do one more in each direction. Inhale, exhale, gentle roll backwards. Allow the spine to flatten into the mat. Roll the pelvis forwards, let the back arch. And then rest in neutral. Moving from your wrists, you're going to swivel your palms down. Arms are going to gently engage into the floor. Nothing is jammed on. Standing firmly in your feet, even weight distribution across your foot from your big toe to your little toe and your heel. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, roll the pelvis backwards to initiate your bridge and come up into a nice, long, strong bridge and open up through the front of your hips. Take a breath in there and breathe out to peel down through each vertebrae. You can see them in your mind. You're going to peel down one at a time and you're going to roll your pelvis through that neutral position. So inhale first, gentle tilt back, spine imprints, come up into that nice elongated bridge. You should feel that lovely stretch through the front of your hips. Take a breath in and then breathe out to come down. Start to think about your front ribs. All right, so we want to keep the front ribs funneled down towards the pelvis. So as you come up into your bridge and you get to the top, your ribs should still be funneled down towards your pelvis. We don't want them flaring to the ceiling, okay? Maintain that nice even gap from your ribs to your hips. Each vertebrae peels down one at a time. Now those feet, don't forget about your feet. Keep your feet firmly down on the floor. Try not to let the insides of your feet lift. The insides of my right foot today really wants to lift and help me out. My calf is trying to get in on the action. Okay, one to go. We're going to add on then. Inhale first, exhale, up you come. Nice elongated bridge, open through your hips. Take a breath in and breathe out. Long breath. Breathe, 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 breathe. Right, we're going to add some arms into these. So we're going to bridge first. Take a breath in. Breathe out to come up into your bridge position and hold that for me. Float both arms straight to the ceiling. Nice long arms. Breathe in there. Breathe out to come down. Each vertebrae peels down one at a time. Your pelvis rolls through neutral at the bottom. And then you're going to float your arms back down by your side. So you're going to go again. Breathe in first. Breathe out to tip back. Come up into your bridge. Open through your hips. Stand firmly in your feet. Float your arms straight to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Breathe out to come down. Each vertebrae peels down one at a time. Pelvis rolls through neutral. You've got 2 to go. Arms come back to your side. Breathe in first. Exhale, up you come. Breathe, 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 breathe. Pause there. Float your arms to the ceiling. Take a breath in here and down you come. Allow that length to come through your spine as you peel all the way down. Float your arms down by your side. Last one. Inhale first, gentle tilt back up into that nice bridge position for me. Hold there. Float your arms straight to the ceiling. Take a breath in and breathe out to come down. Each vertebrae peels down one at a time and pelvis floats down. Arms come down by your side. Bring one leg straight up to the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind your leg and pull your leg into your chest. Now your leg could be long and straight, could be slightly bent, but I want you to feel the stretch to the back of your thigh and your hamstring. You can hold onto your thigh, you can hold onto your calf, you can choose whatever you can reach, whatever feels good for your body today. Okay, hold here. Pull your toes to your nose. Point your toes to your ceiling. Pull your toes to your nose. Point your toes to the ceiling. Toes to nose. Toes to ceiling. 2 more each way. Toes to nose. Toes to ceiling. 1 more each way. And then relax the foot and place the leg back down on the ground. Float the right leg up to the ceiling. Interlace the hands behind the leg. You could start with your thigh, work your way up to your calf, stick with the thigh, go straight to the calf. We want the stretch in the hamstring, the back of your thigh. Okay, pull your toes to your nose. Point your toes to the ceiling. Toes to nose, toes to ceiling. If that bothers you, you can leave this bit out. Otherwise, a little flex and point. A little bit of a neural floss of the nerve and a little bit of ankle mobility. 1 more each way, and then relax the foot and lower the leg to the ground. Take your hands, interlace them behind your head. Ring finger, little finger on the base of your skull, elbows nice and wide for me. Keep the elbows wide, try not to let them wrap around your ears. Feet hip width distance apart, core gently switched on. We're going to start with some chest lifts. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to breathe out to lift your head, neck and shoulders up. You're going to take your gaze down to the middle of your thighs for me, and then you're going to lower yourself all the way down. So inhale first, exhale, head, neck and shoulders lift, gaze to the middle of those thighs for me, and then lower yourself all the way down. Nice wide elbows. Inhaling first, exhale, up you come, breathe out. And then lower yourself all the way down. You should just be able to see your elbows in your peripheral vision. And all the way down. Where your eyes go, your body will go. So if you take your gaze to the middle of your thighs, that's going to help you get your shoulder blades up off of the mat. We've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale, up you come. Gaze to the middle of those thighs and then lower yourself all the way down. We're going to float 1 leg to tabletop and hold it there. We're going to take a breath in, bring the second leg up to join it. Now you could keep your feet down on the ground if you prefer. That's fine. Otherwise, bring your legs up to tabletop with me. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to breathe out to lift your head, neck and shoulders up, wide elbows, look down to the middle of those thighs, and then lower yourself all the way down. Inhale first, exhale, up you come, breathe out, lower yourself all the way down. Where your eyes go, your body will go. Take your gaze to the middle of your thighs, keep the elbows nice and wide. You've got 3 to go. Inhale first, exhale, up you come, and then lower yourself all the way down. Nice work, exhale. And down. Remember the breaths that help you. 1 more. Inhale first. Exhale, up you come. Lower yourself all the way down. Lower 1 leg down to rest. Lower your other leg down to rest. Bring your arms down by your side and relax for a second. We're going to do single leg stretch and single straight leg stretch, one after the other. When you stretch the leg out, the longer the lever, the more challenging the exercise. So the lower the leg down towards the ground, the more challenging. It could go to the ceiling. It doesn't need to go low to the ground. I'm going to cue that as we go through. It will make sense in a minute. So, broad shoulders. Think about how your shoulders feel on the mat at the moment. Try and keep them broad. Try not to let them curl forwards. Okay? So imagine your collarbone is a big, broad smile. I want you to maintain that big, broad smile across the top of your chest. So, float 1 leg to 90 degrees and hold it there. Take a breath in, bring the second leg to join it. Place your hands up on top of your knees and then inhale, exhale to lift your head, neck and shoulders up and take your gaze down between the middle of your thighs. Bring 1 leg in towards your chest, stretch the other leg out nice and long. Now that leg could be to the ceiling or it could be on a lower angle. The lower the angle, the more challenging the exercise. And then inhale, exhale, switch them over. So gaze down between the middle of your thighs. When you bring that knee in towards your chest, I want you to bring it in line with your shoulder. So try not to let it cross your midline. I want you to match the emphasis of the legs. So as much as you pull one leg in, you're stretching the other one out. Shoulders broad and wide. Remember that smiley collarbone of yours? You've still got it. Inhale, exhale. Use the breath to assist you to do the movement. One more on each side. Last one here. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Hug them in. Lower yourself all the way down. Do a little massage of your spine on the mat. A little turn of your head from side to side. Change directions if you're doing a bit of a roll as opposed to left to right. Okay, hold here. Take both legs straight to the ceiling. Take your hands, tuck them around the back of one leg. Walk your hands up your leg, look down to the middle of your thighs. Lower one leg down towards the mat. You can choose that depth. And then inhale, exhale, change them over. Broad collarbones, gaze between the thighs. The lower the leg, the more challenging the exercise. Choose your own depth today. Doesn't need to be super low to be super challenging. Keep your breathing going. Inhale, exhale. Remember the collarbone, remember the gaze. Nice and controlled. Long legs, pulling one in, lengthening the other one out. One more on each side. Last one here. Again, pause at the top. Bend your knees, bring your knees in towards your chest. Slide your hands around your shins. Little hug of the knees, little roll, little turn of the head. All right. Okay, float your legs back down onto the mat. Bring your arms down by your side. Rest for a second. On the next one, we're going to do a circle with the arm. Make sure you've got room. When you were doing your windmills before, that probably should have given you an indication of whether you've got room to circle your arms. It'll make sense in a second. Okay, float one leg to 90 degrees and hold it there. Breathe in, breathe out, second leg joins it. Hands come up on top of your knees. Take a breath in, breathe out to lift your head, neck and shoulders up. Let's start with the left side. Stretch your left leg out long, bring your left arm up by your ear. Circle your left arm around, bring your leg back to tabletop. Right arm and leg go out at the same time. Circle the arm around, bring it back. Left side, inhale, exhale. Right side, inhale, exhale. Gaze down between your legs. Choose the depth of your leg. The lower the leg, the more challenging. One more on each side. Inhale out, exhale round. Last one. Okay, pause at the top. Lower your head, neck and shoulders down. Bring your feet to the mat. Slide them out long. Bring your arms above your head. Stretch your body out. So open through your fingers and the palms. Point your toes away from me. If you're in one of my old mat classes, imagine I've got hold of your toes and I'm pulling your legs. They were the good old days. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, float your arms to the ceiling and bring them right down by your side. Okay, we're going to roll you onto your side, and we're going to kind of bring your foam roller with you. So what I want you to do is grab your roller, not compulsory, stand it against the edge of your mat. So there's the edge of my mat, there's my roller. Then come down on your side and line your hips up or your butt up with your roller. So that means you're going to be right on the edge of the mat, sort of lined up with the edge, okay? So the roller is going to give you some feedback as to whether your hips are moving, all right? So you can choose where that is. Could have a little bit of a gap, but you don't want too big a gap. Knees are bent, feet will be on the edge of the mat as well. Head's resting on your arm, chin's up off of your chest, so that should take your gaze across your room. Hand on top of your hip, push your hip away. So you've created that gap within your waistline, and you're going to keep that gap. You can see that gap there of mine now. Whilst my top drops down onto it, I still have that gap. Okay, first of all, clams. Lift the top leg up off of the bottom leg. Don't knock the roller over, and then lower it down. Gentle lift, gentle lower. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Your hand could be on your hip or it could be on the mat. Either is fine. Try and maintain that stability through your hips, and again your foam roller will give you some of that feedback. Nice long breaths, gentle lift and gentle lower. Okay, we're going to do 2 more. Lift and lower, and last one. Pause. Stretch the top leg out long and straight and flex the foot. Try to keep your foot on the horizontal. Sometimes our feet like to twist with our toes towards the ceiling. Foot on the horizontal. Inhale to bring that flex foot forwards. Exhale, point the toe and take it backwards just as far as you can without knocking your roller. Flex foot. Inhale forwards. Point toe. Exhale back. Use your breath. Long leg. You're trying to scrape your toes and your heel on the opposite side of the room. That waistline of yours still has a lift up off of the mat. You haven't dropped your hip down. Nice long breaths designed to help you move. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale to come forwards. Exhale to go backwards. Glide forwards. Glide backwards. We're going to do 1 more. Inhale forwards. Exhale backwards. Just lower the leg down for a microsecond. In a minute we're going to come back up. We're going to do some circles. We're just going to give your leg a rest for a microsecond. Okay, float the leg up in a long straight line for me and flex your foot. Pretend I put a crown on the end of your heel and draw me some circles with that heel. Make your circles as round as you can. Again, keep your foam roller upright. Your leg is long. You're breathing. Your hips are still and your waistline is maintaining that little lift up off of the mat. Reverse the direction, go the other way. Nice big deep breaths. Breath is always designed to help you move. Inhale, exhale, 2 more circles. And then pause and lower your leg down. Okay, we're going to change sides. I'm going to move my roller just slightly down my mat. And you probably don't need to, but I'm going to. Again, you're going to line yourself up on the edge of the mat. If the roller's fallen over and you're not too fussed about it, you can just leave it out. Yeah, we're just trying to get some feedback as to whether your hips are moving. Okay, I'm down on your side. Rest your head in on your arm. Knees are bent. Hand comes on your hip. Again, push that hip away. Create that space within your waistline. Feet stay touching. Lift the top knee up off of the bottom knee and then lower it down. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. So as you open and close that leg, your hips are nice and stable and still. Again, work within the range that you can control. You don't want to knock your roller over. Chin's up off of your chest. Should mean you're looking directly across your room. Breath is helping. Lifting, lowering. 3 to go. That's it. 2 to go. And last one. And pause. Stretch the top leg out long and straight. Flex the foot. Make sure the foot is square to the ground and not toes twisted to the ceiling. Lengthen the leg. Lift the leg up towards the ceiling and lower it down. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Nice long leg. Maintaining that little gap underneath your waist. Keeping the hips stable and still. Nice and controlled. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Okay, we're going forwards and backwards. Flex foot forwards. Point the toe to go backwards. Inhale to glide forwards. Exhale to glide backwards. Long leg. Lengthen that leg. You're trying to scrape your heel on the opposite sides of the room. As you go backwards, you're trying to scrape your toes on the other wall on the other side of your room. Nice long breaths. Gliding forwards. Gliding backwards. We've got 1 more each way. Inhale to come forwards. Exhale to go backwards. Come to the center. Lower the leg down. Let the leg rest for a second. We're going into circles in a minute. At any time, your hand could be down on the mat. That's perfectly fine. Remember that. Okay, lift the leg up. Flex the foot. Imagine I put a crown on your heel. That crown is red. And you are drawing a red circle on your wall. That red circle that you're drawing is nice and round. It's a nice smooth round circle when we're breathing. Nice big deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Okay, change the direction. Go the other way. Lengthen that leg. Stable through the torso, stable through the hips. Foam roller is still upright, hopefully. Okay, 2 more circles. And then lower the leg all the way down. Lovely. We're going to flip you onto your tummy in a minute. We're going to do some shoulder mobility. So we're going to use our foam rollers. So grab your roller. Bring it down in front of you for me. I'm just going to have a sip of water. Lie down and put your wrists down on your roller. Okay, so my wrists are resting on the roller. Let your head rest on the floor or on your mat. So we're going to move your shoulder blades and your scapulars. It's a small movement. Your brain is going to say, if I bend my elbows, this is much easier. So try not to bend your elbows. So wrists are resting on the roller, arms are long and straight, head is hovering off of the mat or on the mat. But I don't want your head to move. Okay, small movement. Couple of inches, 4 to 5 centimeters. You're going to roll the roller towards your head. Your shoulder blades glide down your spine. You're going to roll the roller away and you'll feel your shoulder blades come up by your ears. Roll the roller towards you. Shoulder blades glide. Roll the roller away. Shoulder blades come up by your ears. So you're going to keep moving in your own time. Remember that head is nice and still. So if your head's hovering, you should be looking at the directly same part of the mat that you started. Your head could be resting on the mat. Either is fine. Elbows are not bending. Arms stay nice and straight. Depending on how tight you are, how much tension is in your neck and your shoulders, will depend on how much mobility you've got here. Hopefully, if it feels a little tight, it's starting to loosen up and free up. Okay, 1 more in each direction. Roll the roller away. Roll it towards you. Shoulder blades glide down and then rest in neutral. Okay, we're going to turn that into what's called a little swan. So we'll start by rolling the roller towards us and then we'll do a little lift through our chest. So come with me, take a breath in, breathe out to roll the roller towards you without bending your elbows. Then start to lift your face and your chest just gently up off the mat. Your gaze might go to your roller and then come all the way back down. So you're going to the range that's comfortable for your lower back. Inhale first, exhale, shoulder blades glide, start to lift. Now you could just be still working on your shoulder blades, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise you're coming up into your baby swans. As you get that little lift up through your chest, you might get to the bottom of your rib cage. You might be able to come up higher, but I want you to work within the range that's good for you. We don't want to feel any tightness or any jamming in our lower back, our lumbar spine area. Just work within the range that's best for you. Start the movement with those shoulder blades gliding. Use your breath. Shoulder blades glide, then you start to peel all the way up and lower down. Okay, let's do 2 more. Inhale first, exhale, up you come. Lower down. And 1 more. Inhale first, exhale, up you come. Lower all the way down. Take your hands off of your roller. Take yourself into a little child's pose stretch. So you're going to wriggle your butt back to your heels. You could have your knees apart if you want. You can have your knees together. Arms in front or by your side. Whatever's good for you. Doesn't matter. You're going to stay here. You're going to breathe into the back of your ribs. Nice big deep breaths and opening up through that rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Last one. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Come onto your hands and knees. Grab your roller and bring it towards you. We're going to go into quadruped on our rollers. If you prefer to take your roller out of it, that's perfectly fine. Your hands will be down on your mat. Hands are directly above shoulders are directly above your hands, not your hands above your shoulders. You could get rid of the roller and be on the mat. That's perfectly fine. All right, gaze. Whether your hands are on the mat or the roller, your gaze is about 1.5 hands in front. Long neck, okay? Starting with your arms, you're going to take one arm off of the mat or off of the roller and bring it out in front of you, and then you're going to bring it back down. You're going to change. Inhale, exhale. and bring it down. So you're going to alternate sides. Shoulders stay nice and still, neck stays nice and long. The only thing that's moving is your arm. Be careful of the height that you lift your arm. If you lift your arm up too high, you're going to feel that rotation starting to happen through your shoulders. Breathing out, breathing in. One more on each side. Float the arm out and up, and bring it down. And last one. Okay, hands staying on the roller. If you're on the mat with your hands, your leg lift will be higher than if you're on your roller. Slide one set of toes along the mat, lift it out behind you without your hip twisting. Bring your foot to the mat, slide your leg back underneath. Change sides, slide your leg out long, lift your leg up, and then bring it down. Alternate sides. Imagine on the back of your pelvis sits a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. We want to maintain the stability through our pelvis to not spill our imaginary cup of tea or cup of coffee. So work within that range. You might feel that you've got more control in one side of your hip than the other. That is perfectly normal. I certainly have much more control in my right than my left. My left glute is a little bit weaker. Okay, let's go opposite arm and leg. Take a breath in, breathe out to glide opposite arm and leg out, lift them up, and then bring them down. Change sides. Inhale first, exhale. Bring them down. Keep the gaze out in front of you, shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen through those limbs. Maintain that imaginary cup of coffee or cup of tea nice and still for me. Okay, you've got one more on each side. Inhale first, exhale. Down. Last one. Down. Okay, take your roller to the left-hand side of your mat. Bring yourself down on your hands and knees. Pick up your right hand, put it in behind your left hand with your palm down on the roller. Then roll the roller away with your arm and bring your ear towards the mat, depending on how tight you are, depending on how far you get there. And then pull yourself back out of it. Keep your hand on the roller. We're going to do 3 on each side. So roll the roller away. Bring your ear down towards the mat if you can. Hang there and breathe. And then bring it all the way back. One more. Inhale first. Exhale. Roll the roller the way. Bring the ear down towards the mat. Nice big rotation. Stretch through your spine. And then bring it back. Grab your roller. Place it on the other side of your mat. Hands and knees. Left hand picks up. Palm on the roller. Roll the roller away. Bring your ear down towards the mat and rotate. 3 on each side. Bring it back. Inhale first. Exhale over you go. Roll the roller away. Bring your ear down towards the mat. Nice big rotation. And then bring it back. One more. Inhale, exhale. Roll the roller away. Bring it back. And rest. Tuck your roller on the right hand side of your mat and bring yourself into a Z-sit if you can. Mermaid. Okay, so right leg is in front, left leg tucked behind. If that's really uncomfortable for you, feel free to stretch one leg out or both legs out. You could slide a pillow underneath your hip to prop yourself up as well. That would be fine. If you feel that you can't sort of get your knee down, your glutes are too tight. So in your own time, stick a Franklin ball or a spiky ball and roll them out with your roller. Okay, hand on the roller, opposite arm is out with your palm to the ceiling. You're going to breathe in, you're going to breathe out to roll the roller away. You're looking across the room, your hips stay connected to the mat, and then back you come. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale first, exhale, roll the roller away. Arm comes over the top of your head, hip stays connected to the mat, and then back you come. Breathing in, breathing out to roll. Long arm, long arm, long arm, and then back you come. Shoulders away from ears. Inhale first, exhale, over you go. Roll, 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 and come back. Okay, 2 more. Inhale first, exhale, over you go. Come back. And last one. Inhale first, exhale, over you go. Oh, come back, pause, lower your arm down. Feel the difference between your left side and your right side. Your left side should feel nice and opened up. Your right side probably feels like it's a little compressed. Flip your legs to the other direction. Grab your roller, flip that to the opposite end of your mat. Left hand down on the roller, right hand palm up, sit up tall, shoulders away from ears, look on the spot on the wall on the other side of the room. Breathe in first, breathe out to roll over, hips stay connected to the mat. And then back you come. Nice relaxed shoulders. Breathe in first, breathe out to go over. And back you come. So try and maintain your hips connected to the mat. Again, you could have one leg stretched out if that is more comfortable for you. That is perfectly fine. Shoulders away from ears. Using your breath to help. You're going to reach that arm right over the top. Stretch, 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 and then back you come. Okay, let's do 2 more. Inhale first, exhale, over you go. Little softening of that left elbow roll. Use the roller to roll away and then come back. And last one, inhale first, exhale, over you go. Oh, come back, pause, lower your arms down, give your shoulders a bit of a roll, roll a couple in each direction. Then grab your roller, stand your roller up towards the rear of your mat. Turn yourself around and sit yourself up against your roller. Again, nothing is compulsory. You don't need to use your roller here. So you could have a little bit of a gap between you and the roller. You can choose how much of a gap you have. Legs out long and straight, could be bent. If your hammies are a bit tight, bend your legs, that's perfectly fine. Sitting up tall, arms out towards the side or arms across the chest. Either is fine. I'm going out to the side. Focus on a spot on the wall. Imagine that I have drawn an imaginary black line all the way around your room at that height. You're going to follow that line with your eyes. We're going to go to the left first. Breathe in first. Breathe out to twist. Gaze follows your imaginary line. Come back through the center and twist the other way. Inhale first. Exhale through the center. Gaze follows. Long arms. And then back. Another way. Breathing in. Breathe out to rotate. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Back through the center. And change. Arms are long. Shoulders are well away from your ears. Hands could be across your chest if that is better for you. Resting if you want to rest. Legs are still, they're not moving. One more in each direction. Breathe out to twist. Last one to the other side. When you get back to the middle, lower your arms down, give your shoulders a roll. Roll them in a couple directions each way. Okay, grab your roller, take it from behind you, bring it down to the side. In a minute, we're going to put it underneath your hips. Scoot your butt a bit further forwards, so your feet are off of the edge of your mat. Roller is near you. Lie down on your back for me. Actually, no, have your feet on the edge of the mat and bend your knees. Lie down on your back. All right. Grab your roller and slide it between your heels and your hips. Okay. In a minute, we're going to put it underneath your hips. If through this exercise, I'm going to demo it first and then we're going to do it together, you feel any discomfort, pins and needles, tingling, this is where you get yourself back to. So in a moment, and don't try and get yourself there, I'll get you there in a minute, we're going to do some scissors, we're going to do some circles. Actually, we'll go the same way first. Circles with our legs. We're going to do some helicopters, which means circles in the opposite leg direction, and we're going to do some bicycles. So I'm going to walk you through all of that in a second. Sometimes the visual is really good without having to crane your neck and try and see the visual at the same time as being on the roller. Right, so this is where you get back to if any pins and needles, tingling, lightheadedness. So lift your hips up like you're going to do a bridge. Reach your fingers to your roller and roll your roller underneath your tailbone or your coccyx. Okay, hands are on your roller. Float one leg up to 90 degrees. Bring the second leg up to join it. Keep hold of your roller. Okay, Legs go straight up to the ceiling, legs are long and straight. Okay, we're going to do scissors. So bring one leg towards your chest, take the other leg away. Bring them back through the centre and change them over. Breathing, remember to breathe. So your scissors could be little to begin with, alright? They don't need to be big. Your scissors are even. So just like a pair of scissors would work, as far as one leg is coming towards your chest, the other leg is going away. So it's not like one comes in towards your chest and the other one drops to the ground. Keep them even, just like a pair of scissors would be. Nice big deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, you can take your scissors as big as you like, provided you can control them. So if you're dropping that leg, you should feel that lovely stretch to the front of your hip, but you want to make sure that your other leg can come as far towards your chest as that one is going away. All right, let's try some circles. So both legs together to the ceiling. You're going to start with some little circles. So take your legs down, take them apart and around in a circle. Okay, so both legs doing a circle at the same time. Okay, imagine on the end of your big toes, some crayons, one's on each big toe. You are drawing two circles on the ceiling. Both of those circles are being drawn at the same time and at the same pace. Okay, one's not going quicker than the other. Nice big deep breaths. Okay, you can go bigger provided you can control them. They don't need to be big to be effective, but you can go bigger if you like. Inhale, exhale. Choose your range. We're going to do one more in this direction and then we're going to reverse. Okay, change your direction. You can make them smaller again if you like. They don't need to be big. Work within what's good for your body. If you want to rest, you're bringing your feet down onto the mat and you're getting the roller out from underneath your hips. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, one more circle in this direction. Choose your range. Okay, let's do some helicopters. So, it's a combination of the scissor and the circle. So scissor your legs apart, circle them around like a helicopter, and bring them back to the start. Scissor your legs apart, circle them around. Now these could be small, don't need to be big. Try to make both legs move at the same time and the same pace. Scissor, and circle. My helicopters are not very even today. Scissor and circle. Okay, change direction. Pause at the top. Bring your other leg towards your face, the other leg away, and scissor and circle. Sometimes we call them martini glasses if that helps your visual. Otherwise, you've got helicopters. Either way, as much as possible, try to keep them even. Nice big deep breaths. Okay, one more. Then we're going to go into some bicycles. So last set. Okay, so start to do a bicycle pattern for me. Okay, now start to get length in the long straight legs. So it's almost like you're trying to scrape your toes on the floor as you do your bicycle. Okay, that way you're going to get lovely length through the front of your hip. Your bicycles are controlled. You're breathing in, you're breathing out. Okay, reverse the direction. This will mess with your brain, especially if you ride a bicycle. Okay, you mightn't get your toes to the floor with this direction. Nice big deep breaths. This messes with my brain because I like to ride a normal bicycle. Okay, pause. Lower one leg down, lower your other leg down. Keep your hips on your roller. Stretch one leg out long and straight. Bring your other leg out long and straight. If that bothers you, bend one leg completely. You should bend one leg back to here. Okay? Otherwise, both legs out. You should feel that lovely stretch all the way down through the front of your hips. If you're a person that gets tight hips, your hip flexors get tight, you sit all day, you might feel tension through your hip flexors. This is a lovely way to release them. You're going to feel how good that feels in just a second. Okay, bend your knees, bring your feet in towards you. Lift your hips, push your roller towards your feet. Lift your feet, push your roller away from you. Shove it out the way. Stretch your legs out nice and long. Should feel lovely. Take your arms over the top of your head. Give yourself a lovely stretch through your body. Your hips should feel good. And then you're going to float your arms back to the ceiling. And you're going to bring them all the way down. And you're going to rest them down by your side. We're going to roll onto our side. We're going to do a set of book openings. So tuck yourself. You can even line yourself up with the edge of the mat again. If your roller's not too far away, you could stand it up behind you. It's not compulsory. Come down on your side. Rest your head on your arm. You could have your arm straight if you prefer. You could have a pillow under your head. And today we're going to do 2 to the ceiling. We're going to do 2 with rotation. And then we're going to do some with some circles. Okay? A bit of a circle theme happening here today. So I'll talk you through it. Main thing is to try and keep your hips still. So imagine I've got a garden skewer and I've stuck it down through your hips and it's going to stabilise your pelvis. Try not to let it tip backwards. Top arms out on the floor in front of you, hands in line with your shoulders. Neck's nice and long, you're looking across your room. Do a little gentle squeeze of your knees. You're going to take a breath in, you're going to breathe out to bring your arm to the ceiling. You're going to let your gaze follow your hand. And then you're going to bring your hand back down to the floor. Okay. So you're going to breathe in first, you're going to breathe out to bring your arm to the ceiling, your gaze follows your hand, and then bring your hand down to the floor. Okay, you're going to bring your arm to the ceiling, and then you're going to rotate further back. Remember your hips are still. Lengthen your arm to the ceiling, and bring it back to the floor. Breathe in first, breathe out, arm comes to the ceiling, gaze follows your hand, move into your rotation, lengthen your arm to the ceiling, and bring it back to the floor. Okay, we're going to go into circles. Arm comes to the ceiling, move into your rotation. Then you're going to circle your arm down. Your palm is going to skim your thigh, and you're going to bring it back to the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Arm comes to the ceiling, move into your rotation. Circle your arm down, skim your thigh, and bring it back to the floor. 2 to go. Inhale first, exhale. Circle the arm down, palm turns, skims the thigh, come back to the floor. And last one, inhale first, exhale, back you go. Arm comes down, palm flips and skims your thigh. Bring the arm back to the floor. Okay, let's change sides. Take your time to move around. Had you up and up a fair bit today. More so down than up. Rest your head on your arm. You could line yourself up with the edge of your mat if you want. Knees are bent, they're tucked behind you. Chin's up off of your chest. Hand starts on the floor in front of you. Shoulders away from your ears. 2 to the ceiling first. Take a breath in, breathe out to bring your arm to the ceiling. Let your gaze follow your hand. And then bring your hand down to the floor. Inhale first, exhale, arm comes to the ceiling, gaze follows the hand. And then the hand down to the floor. Okay, you're going to move into rotation. Arm comes to the ceiling. Rotate further back, nice long arm, and then bring your arm to the ceiling and all the way back to the floor. 1 more. Inhale first, exhale, back you go. Arm to the ceiling, back to the floor. Okay, now into circles. Arm to the ceiling, move into your rotation. Bring your arm down by your side, turn the palm down, circle the arm, and back to the floor. Inhale first, exhale, back you go. And then circle, arm comes down, skims the thigh, and back to the floor. 2 to go. Inhale first, exhale, back you go. Long arm, open up through the chest. Arm comes down, circles the thigh, and back to the floor. And 1 more. Inhale first, exhale, back you go. Rotating. Arm comes down, skims the thigh, back to the floor. Roll directly onto your back for me and have your knees bent. Okay, stretch your right leg out long and straight, bring your left leg up to tabletop. Take your right hand on the outside of your left knee, gently pull your knee across your body. Your left arm can be out on the floor a bit wider than your mat. Keep your shoulders on the floor. Gently push your hand down into your knee to stretch through your hip. Nice big deep breaths. You don't want your shoulders to leave the mat. Okay, untangle yourself out of that and we'll change sides. So right leg comes into tabletop, left hand on the outside of the right knee, right arms on the mat a bit wider. Gently pull the knee across your body, keep your shoulder on the mat and gently keep pushing your hand down onto your knee. And breathe. Nice big deep breaths. Okay, one more breath pattern. Okay, bring that leg back. Hold that leg into tabletop. Slide your other leg up to join it. I'm going to do one assisted roll up. If you prefer to sit up in a different manner, that's cool. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, legs are in tabletop, hands underneath your knees. Your arms here are straight, all right? If your arms are bent, your knees are too far in towards your chest. Okay, take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring your chin to your chest. Exhale to roll yourself up. Use your feet as a bit of a lever. Come up and just sit for a minute. Going to make sure you don't feel dizzy or lightheaded. If your roll is not too far away, I'm going to get you to grab it. I'm just going to grab mine. It rolled a bit further than I anticipated. Okay, so we're going to roll up and down using our roller. So you're going to stand your roller up and you're going to stand yourself in front of your roller. Now, you can choose. A little bit of a gap is fine, but we're going to use the roller as feedback. So feet are hip width distance apart, standing nice and tall. If you want a bit more of a gap between you and the roller, feel free to make a little bit more of a gap between you and the roller. Key to this is to have your weight distributed through your feet 60-40 as opposed to 50-50. So you feel like you're going to slightly fall forwards. Keep that 60-40, 60 at the front, 40 at the heel, and then breath in, chin to chest, and then roll forwards. So if you knock your roller over, don't stress and just go as far as you feel comfortable and then slowly roll back up. I'm tight today. I'm going to give myself a bit more room. So breathe in, tucker the chin to the chest, 60-40, and then down you go. That's better. Arms nice and relaxed, roll all the way down. Pause there, take a breath in, lead with your tailbone, tuck your tailbone under and roll yourself back up to the top. Try not to overgrip through your toes for dear life. So take a breath in, tuck your chin to your chest, 60-40, nice relaxed toes, roll yourself down just to where is comfortable. Take a breath in, breathe out, lead with your tailbone, roll yourself back up, stand up tall, shoulders away from your ears. Breath in, chin to chest, down you go. If you knock the roller over, don't worry too much, just let it fall to the floor. 60-40 weight distribution through those feet. Pause, take a breath in, breathe out to come back up. Shoulders stay nice and relaxed and they're away from your ears. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale first, chin to chest, down you go. Long breath out, maintain your weight distribution, just go to where's comfortable for your body today. Pause and breathe in, breathe out to come back up. So if your roll is still upright, it means you're moving your spine as opposed to your hips. Inhale first, chin to chest, down you go. Long breath out, just let those arms hang. Pause, breathe in, breathe out to come back up. And the last one, we're going to hang out down there, okay? If that makes you feel dizzy or lightheaded, you're not going to hang out down there. Chin to chest, down you go. Long breath out. Stay here and just circle your arms. Nice floppy arms, circling around, circling the other way. And then relax your arms in the middle, take a breath in, breathe out to come back up. Okay, take a step away from your roller and relax for a second. Okay, we're going to come into a little stretch. I'm going to cue you onto tippy toes. If you prefer to stay with your feet flat on the ground, that is perfectly fine. Arms are in front, shoulders away from your ears. Stand tall and look across your room. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, come onto your tippy toes. Float your arms out towards the side. Take your arms right up towards the ceiling. And then slowly lower your heels, lengthen through your arms, open the palms, stretch through the fingers. Inhale first, exhale up you come. Onto your tippy toes, arms out towards the side. Take those arms right up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through those hands and slowly return yourself down to the ground. One more. Inhale first, exhale up you come. And then slowly lower. You're going to roll your shoulders a couple times in each direction. You're going to enjoy that class. Listen to your body, do what you can. If you have any queries or concerns, you always know where to find me. Take care, team. Thanks. Bye now.